Hi there and welcome to the channel Life of Bob. This is part 2 of my start again. Hello and welcome welcome to the channel. See if I can get it right this time. Welcome to the channel Life of Bob. This is the second of my Damflask walks. The first walk I parked up at Low Bradfield and walked down the left hand side of the reservoir to here where we're on the dam wall. So this is I say the dam wall of Damflask. It's a lovely part of the country. We're about 5 or 6 miles outside the outskirts, so outside of the Sheffield city boundary, and this is one of the many reservoirs that supply water to Sheffield. A reasonable amount of water in, a little bit on the low side though, because I mean, if you can see just in front of you here, where the hopefully I'm pointing at now, is the spillway. Usually the water is up to the edge of that, because then what it then does is it goes down the channel there and down to join the River Loxley. So this is the outflow to the reservoir. Let's record, let's just check. I'm recording, yes, 1 2 1 2, yeah. Yeah, so this is the outflow to the reservoir. I say usually the reservoir's usually a little bit more full than this. It's usually up towards the it's usually just on the other side of the where the steps are, where that's the wall for the overspill. And then obviously when it does overspill, it goes down the hole here under this bridge, across the way here into the spillway just here, where it then flows down and into the River Loxley, and then from there it flows down into town, down the Loxley Valley to Mailing Bridge, and then from there at Mailing Bridge it's joined by the Rivlin. That then flows the Loxley being the main river, so the river from then is then the Loxley, and it flows down a little bit further, and from Mailing Bridge it then flows down towards Penistone Road area, sort of Sheffield, where it then joins the River Don. And the River Don is the main river through the centre of Sheffield. It rises up in the hills, flows down, and from there the River Don then goes right into the centre of Sheffield, where it gets joined by the River Sheaf and the River Porter, essentially before flowing out of the city. So if you watch my part 1 of this walk, then you'll hear some of the stuff that I'm about to say again, but that's all right. So I said the Damflask, it's one of the many reservoirs that supply water for Sheffield, and it's a nice little walk round actually. It's just about round about 3 miles, so it will take you about an hour to do the walk. So just wait till I get off the road here. Right, so the Damflask, it's So it's one of the many reservoirs that feed Sheffield with water, as I've said. I say the walk round it is a nice, gentle walk actually. It's about 3 miles in length to go all the way around. And it's reasonably decent paths. We had an absolute ton of rain this morning, so this part of the path particularly is a bit on the muddy side and puddly. But overall it's not too bad. It's mainly, the paths are mainly sort of compressed earth. I think every now and again they put a bit of gravel on the top to try and bind it together, but it's mainly compacted earth. I mean, because we're right on the edge of the reservoir, they don't tend to flood, because obviously the water will just drain into the reservoir. But yeah, it's to get here is quite straightforward. Where I just started off, where the dam wall is, that's a very popular spot for people to park up to come and do this walk. And if you follow the road around from the dam wall, if you follow the road around to this side, it eventually ends up at Low Bradfield. As you do go along, there are lots of benches to sit on if you need a rest from time to time. So, you know, if you do can't do it all in one go and you need the odd rest, then that is obviously an option. This side, walking on this side of the river, it's a bit less direct because the shape of the reservoir is wider at this part, but then it goes round and narrows in towards more the other side, so it's a little bit longer on this side. And what is particularly nice this time of year, we're getting the autumn of leaves. So we're getting a lot of the autumnal colours, the greens turning to the oranges, sometimes the reds. So particularly pretty at this time of year. As well as walking, there's fishing on this reservoir as well, so you can actually buy a one-day fishing licence to come and do a bit of fishing on here. And unfortunately this part of the path is next to the road, even though we're separated by a fence. It's you do get a lot of loud road noise. So as I was saying, yeah, the reservoir, as well as a nice walk, also allows fishing. So you can get a license to fish here, and to be honest, today I've seen an awful lot of fishermen on. I mean, it is a Sunday afternoon, so obviously that is a good time to pick up on hobbies and things and pastimes. One for me, which is didn't used to be walking, but I'm trying to get more walking done. But obviously, so a lot of the fishermen are out today. Let's go move on. Another nice view of the reservoir and the dam wall. As well as walkers and fishermen, you do get a lot of people running around the lake, and I think one of the reasons for that is that if you run once around the lake, it is almost exactly 3 and a bit miles, which just fits in nice. Which just fits in nice for a 5k. So if you're doing, if you want to do your 5k practice on less than ideal paths, but more sort of cross-country type paths, because I say it is a bit uneven in places, then Damflask area, Damflask is a good route to do. A few years ago, I did attempt the couch to 5k, and I did complete it, funnily enough. And I've got this used to be one of my favourite spots to come to just run a midweek 5k, because I say the distance was just ideal. I'll be honest, I don't do a lot of running anymore, my knees don't like it. So I've turned more to walking than running. Oh, that's very pretty. Just looking at the autumn colours there, lovely. So you've got some nice greens and some oranges, some shades of reds in there as well. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I mean, one of the things I'm going to do with this channel is just share some of the many things that I have in my life. So the channel is called Life of Bob. So it's just exploring really some of the things that I'm going to be doing. Now I've hit the old big 6-0. I hit the 6-0 last year, and I sort of started thinking about doing other things other than just work. And so I've got a lot of interests. You know, I mean, I quite like local history, and so that's what really kicked off the start of this channel, was a couple of walks on the River Rivlin and the River Porter, just because there's a lot of fascinating industrial heritage associated with those rivers. I mean, now they are just really walks that people do on like a Sunday afternoon or whatever, but they were, you know, just over, not I said maybe 100, between 100 and 200 years ago, they were actually thriving industrial areas with lots of dams and associated water mills, and those would be for doing steel work. So there were wire makers, there were cutlers, a lot of cutlers down there actually. So yeah, if I have a look at my a couple of my earlier walks to pick those up. All right. Hi. So yeah, I'll be doing quite a few of these little walks of the some of my favourite walks around my hometown of Sheffield, which is where we are. So there'll be more walks like those and like this to come. But I do have other interests as well. I mean, I am currently still doing the 9-to-5 grind, which actually gets me travelling around an awful lot for my my work. So every now and again I may throw in a walk from wherever I happen to be. I mean, that will depend to a certain extent on how much time I've got and if I get a chance to actually go out places. In fact, one of the latest ones I did was a quick walk around the cathedral in Milan. Because I happened to be, I was in Milan for a business meeting, so because we were going to be on the outskirts, weren't going to get a proper look round, so nipped into the town in the evening with a colleague, and we just basically had a little bit of a meal and a wander around the streets around the cathedral. So that's one of my earlier videos. You can have a look at that. I said I'll be probably doing other ones like that around the other towns and cities that I travel in with work if I get a chance. So here we are down by the shore. As on my previous video, which was on the other side of the dam, which was literally half an hour ago or so, I looked across here, and this side of the dam was had quite a few fishermen on it. I've seen some of them packing up and going away now. But yeah, it's a popular spot, and if you know, just standing here, you can understand why, because you know, it's very, very calm here. It's surprisingly mild also for October. It's funny, you know, it's getting towards the end of the October, and it's almost like autumn's only just started. I see most of the trees there, you can see in front of me, have all got their leaves on, and some of them still very, very green. And it just seems to be just in the last week or two that we've started to get the proper falling of the leaves on there. But yeah, well, you know, it's quite nice down here. I've sometimes sat down here in the summer with a sandwich or two and just sat and enjoyed the peacefulness and the calm. I'll just shut up for a minute just to you so you can appreciate it. Yeah, all you can hear is the wind in the trees. Yeah, I mean, in some cases the river's right. The shoreline, start again. So sometimes the you know, the water levels are right up to the edge here. In fact, you know, where it's muddy here, that's where it will actually fill up to, right up to the to where these rocks are. And so this bench here is a popular sitting spot. Also, because there is fishing allowed here, you've got steps down to the water's edge at a lot of spaces. So let's crack on. This being YouTube, it wouldn't be YouTube if I didn't ask you to like and subscribe. Yeah, so this being YouTube, it wouldn't be YouTube if I didn't ask for a like and a subscribe. But you know, seriously, if you're enjoying this walk, if you're liking if you're enjoying this this walk, and if you're still around, then I'm guessing you're enjoying a little bit of it. Do please give me a thumbs up. It will help to grow the channel. Firstly, it lets me know that somebody out there likes what I'm doing, because otherwise you don't get any feedback and you just wonder whether it's worth going on. But also it helps with the algorithms, and it may put this this walk in the front of other people who may find it interesting. And I've done also, as I've mentioned, I've done other walks on here. Also, as I've mentioned, I've done other walks and other content. Have a look at those. And I say, if you do like some of the content that I'm doing, then do please consider subscribing, because obviously that will also help the channel. and it will also give me a bit of encouragement to do a few more of these things. There we go, a little bit of information there. So walking and fishing and running are the main things around here. Right, so we've got to the head of the dam now, and this is the river feeding into the dam under this here bridge. So we've got the river on that side coming down, under the bridge and feeding into the dam on this side. And if you looked at part 1 of the walk, you'll see that this is where we started off. So as I said, what I did for these 2 walks is I parked in High Bradfield and then went off down the dam. Total distance is about it's about 3 miles, so about an hour and a quarter, an hour and a half if you walk as fast as I do. But it does mean that you get a nice little walk on there. As I say, if you managed to make it this far, thank you ever so much for still being there. Please consider liking. If you made it this far, please give this a thumbs up and a like, because it will help the channel. It lets me know that people like some of the content I do. And also, I say, do take a look at the other stuff on my channel, and if you find that interesting, do please consider liking and subscribing. And again, that will help my channel grow and encourage me to do more stuff. So here we are back in the village of Low Bradfield, and what you've got in front of you here is the bowling green just to our immediate side here, and the cricket pitch in the distance, and the building in the far distance is the village hall. So I'm going to sign off there and catch you next time.